Representatives are supposed to vote today on President Trump's replacement for the Affordable Care Act, but there may not be enough votes from Republicans to pass it.
Yeah, 24-hour News 8's political reporter Rick Elbin is here to talk about the process and what it means for health care policy going forward. Good morning, Rick.
Well, Tom, the vote is going to be close, Teresa, as you point out, if it happens at all. Republicans have 237 members. There are 193 Democrats. There are 5 vacancies. That means there are 430 serving members. So the magic number is 216. Won't be any Democrats voting in favor of this, much like there were no Republicans voting in favor of the underlying bill when the Affordable Care Act was passed. So Republicans have to come up with all of the 216 out of their 237 members. For the Trump administration, the problem is that the Freedom Caucus within the party, some of the most conservative members of the House, don't think the current measure goes far enough. More moderate members warn that any further changes to eliminate mandates, for example, from the plan will never pass the Senate. By the way, the current plan will never pass the Senate. In fact, the current plan will be rewritten greatly if there are enough votes to pass muster in the Senate. In any event, while it is impossible to know for sure, Republicans appear to be about a half dozen votes short this morning. If they can negotiate throughout the day and come up with those votes, expect the measure to come up later today. If they don't find enough members willing to support the measure, then it could be put off. They could put it off until next week, till they make some changes. They could put it off until next month, until they have further negotiations. And we shouldn't be terribly surprised. This is a big, important piece of legislation, and these things just don't happen automatically. You don't start with the final product. You don't walk in and say, here's the bill, now pass it.
But this is something that President Trump talked about every campaign stop he made this promise about repealing and replacing.
Absolutely. So this is an important measure for him, but this doesn't have to be the end of the measure. So we don't know if they call the vote today. Now, we've seen this happen in the past. If you're the Speaker of the House and you don't have the votes, you shouldn't call the vote. Right? So don't expect it to go up and fail. If it does, then that would be a really big deal, I think, if that happens. If you don't have the 216 votes, expect leadership to come out and say, we're going to negotiate further, we're going to make some changes in this plan, we're going to come up with a plan that will fit the needs of not only the members, but the members' constituents. So this is not the final word, and we're going to be talking about, I'll be coming back here in the summer, and we'll talk about it.
Oh,
and next fall,
you
when I get my top coat out again, I bet we'll be talking about this. This is going to take some time.
All right. Thank you very much, Rick. Well, right.